Hello everyone, I'm Christine Schiavone and our show is Spiritual Exploration. I have with me tonight a lady that is very special, and she was on my show about 6 years ago, I would say. And her name is Louisa Mastro. And well, back then, hi Louisa.
Hi,
I might as well just introduce you and open up the show with you, telling me what did we talk about on the show 6 years ago when we did the show? Another healing modality that you do. I mean, I'm a Reiki master. We're both Reiki masters. We're both magnified healers, but you also have another modality, which is?
Yes, integrated energy therapy, which is angel communication and angel healing. It was established by Stephen Thayer, and we had a wonderful conversation introducing the audience to the layers of the energy fields and how the angels work with us.
Yes, it was really interesting. Anyway, though, I want to give you a little background about Louisa, because in the last 6 years, you have come a long way.
Yes.
You are now, first of all, back then you weren't, but now you're able to communicate with spirit.
Yes.
And you communicate with deities like the Blessed Mother and Jesus. And let me see now, you are the owner of Distant Holistic Arts. You're a private practice in energy medicine. You're a certified counselor, educator, Reiki practitioner and teacher, and hold a host of other certifications. Notably, you are a certified pain management specialist.
Yes.
Stress management specialist and bioenergetic specialist through the Natural Therapies Certification Board.
Yes.
Now, you're also very up-and-coming angel communicator and professional medium, and you've appeared on internet radio and contributed to publications on business and coaching.
Yes, like you said, I've tried to advance my programs in the last 10 years, adding more and more as I develop new skills myself, and teaching, which is my love and joy, to be able to share that with clients.
Yeah, well, it's wonderful to be able to bring other people to that point so that they can be, live better lives.
Absolutely.
You're here to speak about some of the holistic modalities that benefit natural stress management. These modalities include hypnotherapy, past life coaching, intuitive consulting, and divine communication, which means talking to God, I guess.
Yes, or adding, because all holistic medicine is connection to God. So everybody has the ability to receive divine guidance, and that's a blessing, and everybody can share in the wisdom of the angels.
Oh, that's true, that's true. And now you can be found at your site, www.distantholistic.com. Distant, D-I-S-T-A-N-T, holistic, H-O-L-I-S-T-I-C, one word, I guess, .com. Okay, so now we're talking about stress management, and that is something I am sure that there is not one person alive that can't use that kind of information.
Absolutely, and all of these modalities are natural ways to manage stress and feel good about yourself. And we're all under stress, everybody. Students, I work with a lot of adolescent students, adults, elderly. We all experience stress. In fact, the National Institute of Health says that stress contributes to about 60 to 80% of all illness. So learning new ways to manage stress is really beneficial for everybody.
Well, I'm sure, like if you're always worried about things, you could bring on ulcers, you could bring on headaches, you can bring on all kinds of illness.
Yes, absolutely. And one of our programs, hypnotherapy, and other mind, body, spirit education teaches that stress also begins in a frame of mind. So when you place your thoughts in a new direction, more positive thinking, you could really see changes in your body.
So in other words, if you're worried about whatever, and everybody's worried about something, right? You can, if you start thinking more positive thoughts on the subject, you can help yourself.
Yes, and everybody can commit to a program, learn affirmations, and feel good. And that's basically how I start my education program, with positive affirmations that retrain the brain on new thoughts.
So in other words, like you have people look in the mirror and say, I'm a good person or whatever.
Yes, I am fine, or I am healthy now. Staying present-centered with affirmations creates a more linear way to look at your body in present time, meaning you're affecting your body changes now and seeing the power of now, the power of life now that is perfect, happy, and joyful.
So in other words, you have to really just put yourself into that frame of mind.
Yes, and it's an education process because we're not brought up that way.
Yeah.
And as an educator, I try to take simple steps, easy steps that everybody can learn, and new tools for growth. So that's one of my ways of really starting the natural healing process, is looking at positive affirmations and positive thinking.
Now, if somebody comes to you and tells you that they're under a lot of stress, their job, their relationships, their kids, whatever, where do you start with them?
Well, I first inventory them and see what they're comfortable. As a certified counselor, I love doing the talk therapy and looking at the mind connection, if they're open to that. If they know about energy medicine, then I'll talk about energy medicine and introduce them to what that is and explain how holistic medicine works in terms of their energy anatomy, balancing their chakras, because also when you balance your chakras with energy medicine, you can manage stress more effectively. So I started an education program and really listen to them. I really want to find out what areas of need they have and usually focus on 3 main areas per session and look at their order of importance. So we do a lot of divine coaching, spiritual connection if needed, and basically look at their need at time and see what modality is associated with the best work for them.
So in other words, you'll choose a modality to focus on with,
Yes.
with a given person.
Exactly, and I do refer them to my site because everything's explained there. So it's really good reading material and research material too. And you know that like Reiki, you just connect with something. So a lot of times they have that instant connection with something, and I'm very thorough and I'll explain. But normally the most popular modalities right now are Reiki and spiritual consulting, which I do, and hypnotherapy, which we'll talk about some more of the newer programs that I have been able to launch recently and seen some good results.
Yeah, we've had some programs about hypnotherapy with George Casaza. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice person and very knowledgeable. Well, all right, let's talk about that. What is hypnotherapy?
Hypnotherapy allows the participant to experience relaxing imagery that is meant to retrain the brain on positive thinking so they have an opportunity to create positive lifestyle changes. For example, if they want to change a bad habit like smoking, or they want to feel more confident, or they want to learn to manage pain better, hypnotherapy is a way and a process to help clients do that. So we talk them through a beautiful script. The scripts start in a process that allows clients to really discover new ways of shifting their thoughts. When you do that, you have an opportunity to see clients really evolve. So it's a good process. And we explain everything from the top. Normally, the first part of our session, we explain what hypnotherapy is, the facts, the fiction. A lot of people think it's mind control. It's not. It's the clients are in control 100% of
I know.
the session.
I experienced
Yes.
hypnotherapy with George Casaza.
Mm-hmm.
He had a workshop about a year or so ago, and I do know firsthand you do not lose your ability to know what's going on around
Absolutely.
you. You're right there. It's not like, I mean, nobody can make you walk around and cluck like a chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So those are some of the misperceptions, and glad to always continue to bring that out to listeners because people do feel it's that type of experience, and it's not. It's
not,
very
yeah.
relaxing.
It's very relaxing, and you are always in control of yourself. You never, ever are, being told to do something. If there's something that you wouldn't do ordinarily, then you're not going to do it if somebody suggests it to you during hypnosis.
Absolutely, and clients can come out of it any time.
Right.
So they are in control.
Yes.
And, they can ask questions and then experience the results. So there's a lot of research on hypnotherapy. I like to stay with research-based programs. I'm talking about a few tonight, like hypnotherapy. The audience can go to nih.gov, type in hypnotherapy, and see some of the latest results. It really has shown in areas like smoking, addiction, weight management, and pain management to have up to 60% effectiveness. And Dr. Guy Montgomery was a leading researcher in the area doing these types of studies that show positive results.
Wow, that's amazing. So now hypnotherapy then can help you with, like if you're in pain from, I guess, as we get older, we're in a lot of pain, right?
Yes, exactly.
The older we get, the more pain we feel. But with hypnotherapy, you can not feel the pain or convince yourself you're not feeling it?
More, yes, it's retraining the mind to focus on a new stimulus. There are many cells in your body that are working just fine. And when you realize the mind has the power to create the focus, you're getting the individual client's attention off the focus of the pain and putting it on a new image. And you will find that the subconscious mind, which is really the power of hypnotherapy, looking at the power of the subconscious mind, changing the thoughts on the underlayer of our thinking can really work. So when you tell them, the pain is just a process of moving out, or visualize the pain moving out, or being held in a bubble of white light, you really do see changes. And everything's progressive, so I don't want to, all holistic medicine is a complement to what people should be doing medically, so it doesn't replace what you're doing medically, but it just gives you an alternative to see something better based on your own power of your own body and your own spirit.
I see. Well, that was a good explanation because I was really, it was good. Past life coaching.
Yes, past life coaching I love. It's one of my favorite modalities. And through research or books even by Doreen Virtue and other professionals in the field, Brian Weiss, you really see the benefits. If clients are dealing with something prolonged stress that doesn't go away, maybe physical stress like back pain or allergies or Tourette's, there's a lot of research now based on past life therapy for these conditions. So if, again, I usually like to work with diagnosis. So if you've got the diagnosis for specific pain, you will also be able to get more results. This way I can focus the session. And with that, you will see amazing results. So we take the client back, and I use my intuitive consulting ability to look at past lives through the Akashic records, where you can see, or any good intuitive can see, the journey of the soul through this particular stress.
Tell us all, what are the Akashic records?
The Akashic records is like a big computer system in the heavenly realms where all of our thoughts and all of our experiences and all of our past lives are recorded. Edgar Cayce, one of the greatest mystics of our time, has also channeled a lot of material on the Akashic records. And he talks about it as the storehouse of all God's wisdom and all of our journey of the soul. So you can find out, why is this body now stuck in this particular pattern of behavior or pattern of thought or physical ailment. Past life coaching allows you to go to the root cause of all disease and all illness. And when you unravel the illness from the root cause, you see it released from the body. And I have seen many miracles. Again, I cannot claim this to be a treatment, diagnosis, or cure. I want to make that clear. In my profession, we have to disclaim that. But as an alternative, you will not be disappointed. I have seen results in every session, and I enjoy really working with clients on that level. Now, healing happens when they give me permission, or their soul gives us permission as practitioners to receive this type of guidance. So in that level, you will see changes.
So when you do a past life, I guess, regression, the person, I guess, kind of relaxes on a couch or something.
Yes, they're very relaxed. I go through them. We try to fine-tune exactly what clients are trying to manage, whether it be a stress, a disease, a diagnosis, which helps, or just a relationship issue or a conflict. All conflict is karmically related. So when we look at the karma or the conflicts of where it began, the conscious mind really does unravel it. And you feel better because you, being made in the image and likeness of God, you're complete joy. So we are unraveling the body back to its state of wholeness, of oneness with God, and God's healthy, so therefore we are healthy too. So we get clients to retrain and understand more about their power within.
So while this person is in this relaxed state, they are able to look back at past lives and kind of figure out what happened then that might be related to them now.
Exactly, because the subconscious mind or the soul understands all reason why. And when you read back the reason to the conscious mind, the body unravels the situation. And you will see 100% results, almost. I mean, I see turnaround. And I've had clients where their physical pain was shifting and moving in the muscle, and then over a period of time just decided to not be there anymore. Because there is no pain. It's all a frame of mind. Again, if your body is made in the image and likeness of God, you can change the way you feel.
Mm-hmm. So that includes physical pain.
Yes, yes. As a pain management specialist, again, working with a medical support and a medical diagnosis, with these techniques, they are very powerful.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. So, well, can past life coaching work with all illnesses?
Yes, all illnesses, even adolescent conditions, ADD symptoms, Tourette's. I've had great success working with Tourette's population and seeing results, and most notably pain. I mean, people have to invest. I always say with holistic medicine, it's progressive, but in every session you do see some point forward. I always say to clients also to learn, to encounter if you've got something very chronic, to take the skills that are offered here and learn, starting with Reiki, and understanding that Reiki can go to the past life. You don't have to read it. You could just ask the energy to go into the past life record of the soul and see what happens. So there's a lot of ways you can access that information.
This is while you are administering Reiki?
Yes. Energy follows thought, so you could say to your angels and guides as you set up the Reiki session to empower a clearing for the past life root cause of whatever this condition may be. And you'll see a different change, and it's amazing what you can do with all this.
And they'll find out what in a past life has caused them to have this condition in this life.
Yes. Or if we can't, because you're not getting that information, or you're not a divine intuitive, the Reiki can. God can. God knows. God knows every cell, molecule, and electron in your body, and it knows where to send the energy.
You guys got all the hairs on your head counted
Yes.
and everything.
Exactly. Well said.
What happens when you lose hairs? They just
Wisdom, getting older and
Right.
getting wiser. That's all. Yes.
What about now intuitive consulting?
Yes, intuitive consulting I love, because that's where I branched into new waters of learning how to do divine communication. And I recently received intuitive consulting certification, and that's really becoming an integrative process. Intuitive consulting is really on the forefront of the next opening of occupations, I believe, to integrate with mainstream business. I do intuitive consulting to help small businesses grow. We look at marketing plans. We look at reasons why small businesses aren't functioning or producing the growth that they have wanted to. We look at a lot of areas. I work also alongside the medical community in one instance, working with neurological areas for children, and also I work with indigo children. So these areas of growth and academic progress are great ways to apply intuitive consulting practices.
Okay, speaking of indigo children, there's indigo children and there's also what they call crystal children.
Yes, and they're all very smart and very wise and very psychic, and I'm very impressed.
Probably very old souls.
Yes. And that's the nature of the progression, and that's why I wanted to talk about this, because in 10 years, this is going to be an asset to companies, I believe, because we are really raising indigo children in our mainstream systems. And our indigo children are opening businesses and starting a lot of wonderful projects that are going to be amazing world service. So having these ability or being able to coach them with these abilities is a great blessing.
So do you think that these indigo children are, I guess, our future then? They'll make the world a better place?
Absolutely. And when you can recognize them, or they can recognize that they do fit, these are the kids who are usually struggling in school, who have ADD. According to Doreen Virtue, ADD or ADHD stands for attention dialed into a higher dimension. And I love that because they're really thinking outside of the box.
I just got chills when you said that.
Yes.
Must be true.
It is, and it's amazing. And as an educator, if you can recognize them in the classroom, they can make great contributions. Now, some of them do deal with seeing spirits in their room or interconnecting with divine vibration, and they work through fear. So we help them work through fear process first and get them to know they do really have a very special gift.
Right. In other words, then you have worked with children that see spirits in their room.
Yes. Yes.
And you get them to not be afraid of them
yes,
anymore?
and we get to check in and make sure it's not another area of psychology that they need support with, because as an intuitive I could connect with and work with them and kind of communicate with the spirits myself and give them coaching to see that it's really a powerful gift, and work with them as they train, because a lot of these special kids will be the next wave of psychics or intuitive consultants themselves.
True, yeah.
So Spirit will train the young people if they're open to it, if their soul is giving them permission, and to help them understand the metaphysics of it. That's something I do in my programs.
That's very interesting. Now, one of my favorite subjects, angels.
Yes.
Angel communication. What is angel communication?
Well, all holistic modality is based on the connection to angels and master guides. That's where the energy comes from. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And that is our power. We're not doing the work. We're a plug between the heavenly dimension and our clients. So the angels love to communicate with us. In fact, they tell me as much as we want to communicate with them, they want to communicate with us.
Yeah.
Now, it has to be done professionally. You have to train. Don't just jump into this. See a qualified professional. But you will see great results when you really can communicate with the energy that you're channeling, because they are divine, all divine intelligence. And when you listen quietly, and everybody has that intuitive power to develop, you hear God's voice. So it's amazing.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Is right. Well, I know that a good friend of mine here at the studio, Tommy, gave me a calendar. It's well, you mentioned Doreen Virtue. It was a calendar that Doreen Virtue, I guess she must have got all this information directly from the angels, but it's a perpetual calendar. You can get it in Barnes & Noble. And it's a Doreen Virtue perpetual calendar, and you flip it every day and you see a different message from the angels, and it's been very helpful to me. And it's very I have found myself an awful lot with it, sometimes without even thinking, just talking to the angels.
Absolutely.
Saying like, angel, like this morning I was slip sliding all over the place in the car, going, angels, please keep me from having any kind of a mishap here. I don't need to hit a pole or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, they love us, and they don't stop guiding us. And
But
even
you have to ask.
You have to ask, because it's a free will zone down here.
That's right.
If you don't ask, you don't receive, and that's what I teach my clients. And it's non-denominational, so God loves us unconditionally. So if you start to pray in whatever way works for you, start that relationship with God, you will see results. Let them intervene in your life, because it really is a powerful way of moving forward, feeling good, managing stress, and seeing more positive outlooks to things in your life.
Yeah, I believe that they are there for us, and they want to hear from us. They tell us, just give us something to do. We're just waiting around, waiting to hear from you.
Yes, they actually will drive your car, find parking spaces for you, all those little detail-oriented things in your day that sometimes you need a little help with.
Yeah.
They're there to help you. In fact, that's their joy, is service to humanity, service to humankind. And if we don't call on them, it's my understanding that they feel sad. They feel like they're not doing their job, because that is their treat for us, to be able to receive their intervention.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They want to, and as a matter of fact, they say in the calendar, I remember a lot of things that I see every day in the calendar. And they say that if you need 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000 of us to do something, just ask for that amount.
Absolutely. And they also have angel groups. So you can create your own angel group, or invoke the angel groups, like the romance angels, or the technology angels, or the fitness angels, to help you get motivated to change a specific goal in your life or heal a specific problem in your life.
Really?
Yes. So you can call on them, and you can even have God make new angel groups if you need a specific result, like television angels, if they don't exist already, or technology angels.
Oh, I'm sure they're around.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, What angels do you like working with? Any in particular?
I love working with the Blessed Mother,
Yes.
who is the Queen of Angels.
Right.
And she oversees, to my understanding, the power of all the angels because she's the creator of the angels. Her twin flame is Saint Raphael, also Saint Michael for protection. And all of the angels have specific gifts and characteristics, like courage with Saint Michael, Raphael for healing. So if you're looking for that quality to be broadened in your life, you can invoke on a specific angel, and those are the angels that I love working with.
Yeah.
Yes, they're really powerful.
And I'm sure that there are there are multitudes of them. And
Multitudes. And then you have your master guides also that are a part of leading the angels to your guidance and to your wishes and granting the wishes and things like that. So I do teach others. Part of my love of joy of these modalities is sharing and empowering others with some techniques. And angel communication is a program that's birthing as we move into new areas this year, as well as mediumship certification, where everybody can learn basic skills and come out feeling that they've connected with God too.
well, how do you become a medium? I mean, I always thought that either you had it or you didn't have it.
Well, for me, I was always spiritual, and I didn't have it. I was intuitive, but 5 years ago, I had an intervention, and I had been practicing metaphysics for many years prior to that, since 2001. But in 2008, I had taken a course in divine communication, and lo and behold, the Blessed Mother came in to the connection and started sharing with me and said, would you be a divine communicator or channel for me? And that day I was activated, and I received many activations that I'm able to use to develop the education programs that I have developed over time.
Kind of like attunements?
Yes. So I could say, if you want to, if your soul gives you permission, because it's a soul-driven experience, and she's taught me a lot, you will change your life, and you can become anything. You can become a doctor, a lawyer, an intuitive consultant. Anything is possible with the wisdom of God.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. How can regular people learn angel communication?
Well, During Virtue has a lot of good resources on her site. If people go to angeltherapy.com or angeluniversity.com, you'll see a lot of home classes, and you'll see some workshops that she's holding in the area. I had the honor of taking one of her courses with her and her son to get certified, and I really do recommend their programs. I do offer the program too, mediumship certification once a month, where clients can register online or just give me a call. The number's at the site. I do private training. I work with classes at people's convenience also. If they can't make mine, we'll develop custom classes for people in any of the modalities that I offer on the site.
Now, what are all the modalities that you offer?
I started with Reiki, so Reiki is really one of the...
So you will teach Reiki?
I will teach Reiki, and also IET, Magnified Healing, as you stated.
Right.
I also biofeedback. I'm a certified biofeedback specialist, also through the Natural Therapy Certification Board, and it's very non-invasive computer program that does mind, body, spirit, modality of holistic healing. So it's great. It was invented by a quantum physicist where we could type in the diagnosis of a client based on a doctor's review, and then we can see all the stress patterns that the biofeedback device can see and puts together automatically the mind-body-spirit connection to stress.
This is a computerized program?
It's a computerized program. And it's great. People can receive energy medicine in the comfort of their own home, anywhere in the world, because energy medicine does travel, even biofeedback. So biofeedback connects with the quantum wave, like a cell phone connects with another cell phone in another country, and you can receive the balancing of the energy frequencies that way too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, so what other programs do you offer in stress management?
I do, we do Reiki training, biofeedback. I've developed a lot of divine communication programs. I also work with animals, so we do Reiki for pets. I was recently featured in an article on yahoo.com for Reiki for pets, because animals have a lot of stress too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes. I do Akashic Records reading, and Akashic Records will allow me to connect directly to the Akashic Records to receive information to help clients grow in a very positive way. If they're dealing with a conflict in their life, a relationship issue, or if their pets are sick, a career expansion too. The Akashic Records are very good to help people move through career changes. And I also do career coaching. So we have a resume division and career coaching division found at resumeandcareer.com, where clients can order a resume and get their job search started. So I've tried to offer every way clients can get their life moving forward, learning about their own talents and abilities, and incorporating holistic medicine into their life if they so desire.
That's really, really very interesting. So, so then now do you? I mean, this is all like kind of blowing me away in a way,
Oh, okay.
because you cover so many spiritual areas that you know, it's like, how do you know what's right for what person?
That's a great question. I'll check in divinely, I'll intuit it, and then I'll get information. A lot of times clients see me on referral. They've heard about a good program, or they've heard about a good modality, or if they had a good spiritual consulting session, and they'll come in on referral and they'll request the same type of modality. I like to stay with a clinical set too, because I do work with a lot of counselors and clinical people. So biofeedback I recommend for people who are more clinically based, or hypnotherapy, because these modalities are very research based. Like I said, clients can go to nih.gov and plug in some of the modalities, because they are starting to integrate into the medical field. Dr. Oz even did a study on Reiki at Columbia Presbyterian. It was one of the first on Reiki and the autonomic nervous system.
And what conclusion did he come to?
He came to the conclusion that it worked,
Oh,
according
good.
to IC, that it lowered the heart rate.
Well, we know that.
Yes. It managed blood pressure, and there were more studies to be done, but they've taken the initiative over there, it seems, to start to study the work. And there's more studies that are available online as well.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, so it's very relaxing and very beneficial to everybody. So this is the encouragement that I give to all population. This is really integrated into whatever lifestyle you have. It is a skill that everybody can learn and everybody can use to supplement, again, what they're doing in a regular routine if they're not seeing results with their regular medical program.
Yeah.
Or even if they are, I mean, it really goes to the cellular
Oh, sure.
level.
I mean, you know, can always use more help, right?
Exactly. And again, everybody can learn it. It's easy. Reiki takes 1 day or 2 days. You can order a 1-day program or a 2-day training program. IET is 1 day. That's the angel communication or angel healing method from Stephen Thayer. Spiritual consulting, we use I am affirmations that help empower the mind. So those are very easy to learn. I work with a very nice set of resources that I share with clients and that they can have and duplicate for their family or friends or other colleagues.
So, so what kind of results have you gotten from clients that have come to you? I mean, you know, has anybody been cured of cancer or?
I work with a lot of pain clients, and with pain, I have seen 100% results in some cases. With people doing the past life coaching component, sometimes I'll incorporate Reiki with the past life, and that's where I've seen most of the results with pain cases. I do a lot of intuitive consulting, which helps small practitioners and businesses develop new skills to take their business forward. And if you take that guidance from the angels and apply even one step, like marketing a brochure in a specific neighborhood, or writing a website in a specific way, or offering certain modalities, you will see changes in your business and professional practice. With energy medicine, it's progressive, so the soul of the person has to want to receive. All healing is self-healing. So if the client wants to really embark on the self-healing process, we're just coaches, we're like life coaches, they will see and transform their life. So it's really about what they're willing to do, to take in, to apply, to learn, and make changes.
And you kind of just show them how.
And I show them how. And if they're doing something a little bit every day, they get something back.
So in other words, they're getting some kind of benefit by...
Yes, they're getting benefit just by knowing that their body is connected, or we're all connected to the divine, and knowing that God does love us immeasurably, and God does hear us, and God does pray for us.
God prays for us?
Yes. If you can't, say, God, help me now, pray for me the rosary. Mother Mary prayed for me the rosary, or show me how to find more time to pray so I can receive the benefits of your blessings, and you will see amazing results. Again, ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it will be open to you, because that is God's word.
I'm sure, but who would God pray to?
Well, God prays for our benefit. God prays to intercede. Angels pray for us. Angels pray to intercede to God for our restoration.
Right.
And God loves us. You know, the thing about holistic medicine and holistic movement in our relationship with God is that we are made in the image and likeness of God, so therefore God doesn't judge us. God empowers us, and God forgives us, and God lifts us up when we ask.
Yeah. So, all right. So then we have, well, I guess we all have a relationship with God in one way or another, you know. And sometimes it's good and happy, and sometimes we're a little bit. Sometimes we even get upset with Him.
Oh,
now, why didn't that go well? You know, why did that happen?
Well, that would be that's where a good intuitive consulting program comes in. Because that's where you ask your soul, what was the lesson here that I needed to learn that I didn't get? Maybe it was self-empowerment. Maybe it was to find a new relationship that you didn't think about before, or a new place to live that you would be happier. So a lot of times we get transitioned because it's the soul's direction under God to lead us to greater joy, and we don't understand that. So this is where intuitive consulting or divine communication can help us understand the reasons for transition.
In other words, we would need to know why certain things are existing in our lives, and why, and in order to do that, we have to turn to God and the angels and just find out why things are going on and what we need to learn from it.
Exactly, and it's always positive. It's always a way of looking at things where you never thought, but the surprise is always around the corner. And I believe, it's our unending quest for complete happiness and joy. Embracing God's will and embracing the will of your soul, the will of what feels right to you intuitively, you can change your life. And it is stepping into joy every step of the way when you listen to these transitions and you learn from them. So you do see results. And not to pine and not to belabor on things that you feel you did wrong. There's nothing wrong in the eyes of God. Everything is perfect. There's no mistakes, as I say to my clients.
So we shouldn't feel guilty about anything.
Exactly. God doesn't have guilt for us. Guilt is not from God. Everything is a learning opportunity to grow, to make your life better, to change your environment, to help your family, and to find new ways to find success.
But there is evil in the world.
Now, this is my training, and you know, God doesn't judge. So there is choice. I do believe there's choice that creates a world of poverty, or choice that creates a world of success. God is always pushing us to make the better choice. So everything created by God is made in the image and likeness of God. So can there be evil?
Well, when you consider that there's things like murder and cruelty and stealing and just making other people's lives miserable.
Exactly, and that's choice.
What do you call that?
That's choice.
It's choice, but it's not good choice.
Exactly, and that's what I'm meaning to share, because it's choice that creates a result that doesn't help people. And this is where education is important. When we get into the classrooms and we really educate our students, and no matter what they're going through, you can teach them a better choice. And this is the foundation of creating a better world. We can. Can it be done? Yes, I do believe it can be done.
I believe it can be done too.
Right.
The only thing is, though, in the meantime, though, I feel that bad stuff does exist.
Yes, it does exist, based on choices that we make, or choices or lack of education, because we don't know how to make that better choice, because we see it in our environment over and over again. So this is where the social worker has an impact on somebody's life, or the teacher, or the educator, or the holistic practitioner, or the talk show host, because you're facilitating this information to a worldwide audience. Getting students, parents especially, on board with powerful choices that can change their life. I think Deepak Chopra says that how to make good decisions is about make decisions that are going to help you and not hurt you. If you realize that little effectiveness or that model for making better choices, then we hopefully can transform the world.
Yeah, that would be good, huh?
Yes, yes.
So you foresee things getting better and people going more with a spiritual?
I think so, and to my experience right now, it's really time for the medical community to embrace holistic practice, to embrace these different modalities that are very, very easy to learn, because medical science doesn't have all the answers.
True.
And when clients get very frustrated, a Reiki brochure shows up, or a holistic practitioner shows up, or they turn on a TV show and they're learning about Dr. Oz doing a Reiki demonstration. Where do you turn? This is an alternative that people can find some answers, not everything, but it gives them the alternative that will shift their
Something
thinking.
will jump out in front of
Right,
you to
exactly.
say, here, try this.
Exactly. And this is the road that if medical community can offer those brochures or do those educational health fairs, which they are. I've been invited to the Staten Island University Hospital health fair, which I encourage all hospitals to take on that lead and begin this integration process. I think Staten Island is birthing it, and I'm very encouraged by what I see, and that would be a great step forward. I think that was Edgar Casey's model of creating a psychic hospital, and then he passed away. So we can take that vision.
He was around in the 30s.
Right. So we can take that vision of that original holistic medicine practitioner or intuitive. We can continue to integrate these processes and, again, study them, which I think is important to do the research, and then integrate the benefits.
So I know that I've heard that on many occasions that a lot of nurses and other hospital workers that are dealing with patients have taken Reiki and are using the Reiki on patients in the hospitals.
Yes, exactly. I think at St. Paul's, our nursing training institute here on Staten Island, it's required that they take a class that talks about complementary medicine. It's not required that they learn, but it is integrated in the educational program. Holistic nursing is becoming a birthing career, very, very powerful if nurses do training. And I do train a lot of nurses, and I also do their resume, and we talk about it a lot. And in their direction, when they're seeking direction or new growth in their own industry, this is a great birthing field, and one that will be very valuable to them compared to somebody who doesn't have these skills. So it's important, and that's why I'll do convenient classes for nurses. I know everybody has a different schedule. We'll do customized classes to get people on board.
So in other words, in addition to their nursing training, they would come to you for the holistic part.
Yes, I could certify them in Reiki or IET or magnified healing.
Or all three.
Right, or mediumship. We do the mediumship certification class where they can become the medical intuitive on site with the training, with the medical degree, to be able to treat, diagnose, and cure, incorporate the skills, and see what happens.
Now, medical intuitive, meaning that you will get an intuition or a feeling about what is wrong with a person, what their ailment is, and what they have to do about it.
And again, I work alongside the medical community to do this because I'm not a licensed medical practitioner, but with the medical diagnosis and the consulting with the doctor, we can come to a conclusion that helps the clients recognize the root cause or integrate skills or processes that can help them retrain their muscles, retrain their body, manage pain, and see their lives change. So that's why it's very important for medical people to do this type of training, and this way you can be incorporating energy medicine, intuitive. You'll know where to treat. If medicines aren't working, you'll know why. So if doctors can really get on board and learn these skills, and they're a very intuitive, talented medical team here on Staten Island, that opening up to new processes could really, really work for them and get those answers for clients in those times when they don't have any.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there that are very ill and want answers, and they want to find out how they can get well.
Right, exactly.
You have these pictures with you. What did?
Yes. These are angel pictures. These are part of the divine communication that I've been doing for the last 5 years.
Okay, well, maybe we
I
can
don't know if she could see
get
this.
a camera in on here.
Now, I'm not an artist, and this is the miracle of this. When Mother Mary came to me, she and Christ, I was visited by the angels and the saints through her first connection. I knew nothing about mediumship, divine communications. That's why I say if you're interested in learning, you will see. This
Okay,
is
there we go.
cities. She calls this city sun.
I thought it looked like a city.
Yeah, it represents the many mansions of God's houses. Often she'll draw city pictures that are very intricate in detail. Again, I have no artistic education. They'll say out over there. And the miracle of it is she just moves my hand, and I don't know what the picture is going to be until it's done, and I'm always amazed.
Do you have your eyes open or closed?
I have my eyes open, and she's dialing and moving my hands, sort of like they call it physical mediumship, a process of automatic writing, which she's also given me to write
Now, here's
books.
another one.
Yes, this one is Mother Mary in the garden. Now, she uses a lot of symbolism, and Spirit does speak in symbols because a symbol, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And she's overlooking Christ as a surrealistic picture of Christ on the other side in the Garden of Gethsemane, where she is indicating to me she was present with Christ spiritually through his suffering, but his suffering transforms us, and that's her message of oneness and unity as she is appeared to me.
Is that kind of a pop art or something?
She took this is the amazing thing about doing divine mediumship, and again, with careful training, I don't say just jump into this, you have to be carefully trained. She has taken what I enjoy in art. I love Picasso, and I love Dali, so she took the types of artist styles that I enjoy, and she incorporates. And these are houses you can't see, but it's very intricately designed. And they're if clients want, they can be energetically blessed because they were drawn by Spirit. So Spirit has a vibration in them that can be empowered. And sometimes the lines will change too. Did you see the lines? Like it looked like it shifted a little bit. I'm not sure if you saw that. But over time, they do magnify the energy, to my understanding, in the pictures. And this is one of the first canvases that she did.
All right, now, do I have it up?
This is this is probably correct. Actually, there's no corrects. It goes like this, because you can
Okay.
turn it upside down and it becomes something different.
Oh,
These
really?
are flowers, and certain flowers will have an activation, or the actually smell of the flowers. So when the presence of the Holy Spirit is here, or Mother Mary, you will smell roses and things like that. So she has given us this blessing, and these are available. This is sort of like another miracle of the sun picture, where she shows herself through the representation of the sun, and the sun always being reflective of her son, Jesus Christ. As we know, Jesus Christ, to have lived in the story of the church.
Well, those are very interesting, and it's funny, like the first one, like the way you said a city, and that was the first
Yes.
thought that I had
Yes.
when you first showed it to me.
She often will draw cities or houses, again reflecting the mystery of the many mansions of heavenly realms, where God is multidimensional, and we are multidimensional. And when we transition, we're moving into a multidimensional universe with our master guides and our angels and the Blessed Mother, if we so choose, to see God and see that there is an afterlife, and see that there is peace and healing when we can't heal on the earth, or we choose not to heal on a soul level on the earth. We do move into God's homes.
And do you think that it kind of looks kind of like that, maybe?
I think it's all energy, and to my understanding, you can create that. She tries to give, when I draw a earthly vision to heavenly metaphor and heavenly space. So she'll draw the houses. But I think we are the home of God. We are the Christ. In our heart, she says, is the home of her. So she can do it or not. You have complete creative ability up there, as I understand it, to create anything you want in any span
In other
of
words,
time.
if you want a mansion to
Yes,
live in,
go for
etc.,
it.
you can just create that and have a wonderful life.
Yes, absolutely. Peace, love, and
And
joy.
you never
they
have
say.
to cook and clean and all that kind of
Yes,
stuff.
of course. You don't need that because, again, we're doing our service down here, and then when we are done with our transition, we choose it on a soul level, whether to stay or go. To my understanding, as I know spirituality, you are in complete joy, bliss, peace. you're in your bliss body, your heavenly body, with your masters and your teachers, and you're always learning. And you do service in different realms, and you do get assigned a job or a role. You can be a guide, you can be a peacemaker, you can be anything you choose to continue to evolve in consciousness.
With all those people, though, doing all those wonderful things on the other side in heaven and everything, you'd think that the earth would be a better place.
I know it's getting there, and that's why shows like this, or light worker movement, or the people learning or turning to holistic medicine transitions that. And it is happening. I mean, I see it little by little, and the great thing is if you pray the rosary, or if you pray to God for peace, peace transcends itself, and it can be made manifest. It's small steps in the beginning, but if you're vigilant with your prayer, you do change the world. So the power of prayer is a big part of her message, and the big part of what holistic medicine is. It's the power of prayer to understand that your soul is a consciousness, and your soul is healthy. That part of you cannot get sick, cannot corrupt, and the angels and guides teach us that. And when you do Reiki or you pray, even meditate, you're integrating the true consciousness of your healthy soul body, your healthy soul anatomy, into any physical stress. So the power of your soul is the power to really access at this time and see what happens. The soul wants peace. So if you pray for all souls to create peace now in the Blessed Mother's name or Christ's name, you see a shift because all prayer is answered.
Yeah, in one way or another, huh?
Yes, yes. So it's ready. It's very good. It's a good opportunity to really take that, start practicing it, and see the tangible results. You know, again, go to the NIH.gov, check out these research articles, and see, come to your own conclusions. It really is for people to come to their own conclusions about these types of modalities, but I have seen through my experience that it does make a difference.
Oh, I'm sure, because I remember reading an article one time about prayer and how as we pray, a light goes right up to heaven. And they actually, I think, at one point photographed a whole bunch of people praying and all the light that was going up. And also they say that when there's a lot of people praying, let's say for a person's recovery, is always good. It helps.
Yes, the power of group prayer is essential. If you're trying to conform an illness, especially anybody at the last stages of illness, you really must embark on group prayer to work, and that's why God says, where two or three are gathered, you really, really do change the energy, and you can shift the dynamic of somebody's prayer very, very quantumly and very, very powerfully. If it be for the highest health and healing, and usually God has taught me in my prayer work that what we want, God wants, because it's God putting the idea in our souls, in our hearts, to pray and ask for these specific things, because He wants to give us so much more than we can even ask for. So He will inculcate us with the ideas to pray. Oh, pray for this, pray for peace, pray for yourself to get a new job or a new relationship, because I'm asking you to pray for that so I can give you that, and you can see how much I love you. And you can see the benefit of our communication and our relationship. It really works.
That's really very interesting. That's wonderful. What about people who pray for bad things, like, like people that might pray for something bad to happen to somebody they don't like or something?
This is the importance, I think, of people understanding metaphysics. I strongly, everybody has their own desire to pray for an effect, but you have to really be responsible in that, and you have to be responsible with the type of mysticism that mediumship develops. And I discourage my clients from using metaphysical prayer, mediumships to,
To wreak havoc.
Right, to wreak havoc, to pray for people's uneasiness or discomfort in any way. It's not. And we do spend a lot of time in consulting work, checking on that and see if there's any negative prayer work that's causing a certain situation to evolve, and we try to dispel it.
That could happen?
It could happen, depending on certain sects of people using metaphysics in a way that isn't as productive as you would like to see it.
Or not as nice, or maybe evil.
Yes, exactly, exactly, using intention. But again, God's intention is pure, so what God does is just say, give it to me. If you can't understand how to pray or what to pray for, or you're confused or angry, just surrender it. Surrender really is the first process in healing any situation, any hurt, any anger, any bitterness. Just surrender it to God and let God transform it.
very often that's when you get your answer, when you just
Yes.
say, hey, God, it's up to you.
Exactly.
I can't do anything else about this, and I'm just telling you that it's in your hands.
Exactly. If you put it in God's hands, because God loves us and sees us made in the image and likeness of his or her divine soul, we see changes that get us from A to B in ways that we said, okay, I didn't know you had this gift waiting for me. So if you surrender, you will see your life transform, and just have to let it go. The healing happens when you let it go, when you release it to God, when you stop watching it and you let it go, and you see God's gift come back to you, and it will.
Whatever the case may be.
Yes, absolutely.
That's really interesting.
Yes, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
very good.
Thank you. Well, in the meantime, this has been a very interesting conversation. I mean,
Okay.
and you've had so much information you put out, and I'm sure that our audience is sitting there like mesmerized with everything you've had to say, because you're giving out information I'm sure that they haven't heard before, and it's wonderful. And I thank you very much for coming to give this little talk about all the things that we can do to actually help ourselves in situations with illness.
Exactly.
Or relationship situations, or anything.
Exactly. It is the power of self-empowerment and motivation to do the work, to learn, and to stay educated. And never stop educating as much as you can. You will find amazing opportunities.
Well, we're all here to be educated. We are here to just learn and then go back to God and say, guess what I learned?
Yes, exactly.
But in the meantime, thank you so much for being here. And everybody, I hope you all got something really good out of this. Good night.